Yes, all hail the King of the North.
You are now tuned in to Leez Final Word.
How you doing, Final Wordians? My name is Leeboy, and you're listening and watching Leez Final Word. And I'm bringing you today a long overdue, well, not really long overdue, I like to wait till it's finished, Game of Thrones video. Did you guys see the last 2 episodes of Game of Thrones? Like, I waited purposely for the end of the season to bring this topic up and to actually talk about this on my channel, because I do cover Game of Thrones and Walking Dead, if you didn't know. But oh my goodness. Alright, first of all, let's back it up. Let's talk about last week's episode, okay? Not this week that just finished the wrap up. Let's talk about last week's episode real quick. Ramsay. The death of Ramsay. If you guys haven't checked it out, check out my Who's More Hated, Joffrey or Ramsay video if you haven't seen that. To me, Joffrey is more hated because I hated the character as if he was real. Ramsay, we all know that that's a guy playing the character, you know what I'm saying? And his death came in that episode, and he was fed to the dogs by Sansa Stark, who I thought should have slit his throat or stabbed him and then fed him to the dogs. That would have been mo gangster. But that didn't happen. The last Game of Thrones episode, these last 2, if you count the last 2 episodes and you jam them together, that's a movie. Epic, damn near I don't know, I wouldn't say Oscar worthy, but it was us up there, okay? If you're Game of Thrones fans, these last 2 episodes, they really went out with a bang. And the thing I like about Game of Thrones is the fact that the way they go out, they make sure that in 10 months from now, you're going to be right back here watching it again. Ramsay's died in that other episode, and Jon Snow amassed an army along with Sansa to go take back Winterfell. So when they went to go take back Winterfell, you had Ramsay, who had their brother, and actually stabbed him. I mean, actually shot him with an arrow in the back. Jon Snow finally got his hands on Ramsay, and Sansa, for the first time, should have got her hands dirty. She should have stabbed this cat, slit his throat or something, and then fed him to the dogs. That'd have been mo gangster. But moving on to the next episode, which was this week's episode, and how it went out. I mean, everything was great. I even got notes here. I'm not even gonna try to wing this. I'm gonna go off of what I got here, okay? Bear with me. First of all, let's talk about Xerxes. She is gangster. She is mo gangster. She was gangster. Xerxes was gangster. She had them all wait for her, come to her little trial, don't show up, and then blow all of them to pieces with that green fire stuff. Like, really? Like, listen, that's gangster, okay? And she sat there drinking wine while it all happened. But the WTF moment of that was the fact that her son, the king, was watching all of this go down, and your man just said, to hell with the crown, I'm going out this window. And he went down, okay? Next up, when Davos, I think that's his name, Davos confront Melisandre, if I'm saying her name right, he confronts her and tells her, you know, what did you do? You killed this person, you know, that was like a child to me. And you sacrificed them? Like, yo, you gotta get out of here. And then trying to convince Jon Snow to do the same thing to kill her, but then they wind up telling her to leave at the end. I really hope she does return, because I so enjoy seeing her on screen. Sorry. All right. Next, the Lannisters seem like they're going all over. I don't know what they're doing, but they're prompting some kind of war. It's like they're not taking any prisoners, they're not playing any games, because they're just going all over right now. I guess reforging their alliances and making sure everybody is in line, but they're making war with people. But you know who was mo gangster? Arya Stark. Oh yeah, when she showed up and had homie's sons in the food, yeah, that was gangster. Okay, listen, the guys been taking L's, but everybody else, they catching L's left and right. Now moving on, the next thing I got is a Littlefinger, aka the Quagmire of damn Game of Thrones. You know, this guy just won't stop. Guys keeps going after Sansa, and she's like, no, leave me alone, you know, I don't want you. And he's like, no, but you do want me. And she's like, no, I really don't. But you needed my help. And she's like, well, I had your help and I don't want you now. So I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, Quagmire won't stop. Right? Moving on to Jon Snow, aka the White Wolf. He was labeled in this episode, has now been called the King of the North. Everybody else is rallying behind this guy, and it was very an epic moment. It was almost as if because Jon Snow, 6 seasons. Let's remind you now, 6 seasons. This guy's been on the wall fighting undead. He died. He came back to life. He's back home in Winterfell and is pronounced the king. Now moving on, Daenerys is on her way. She has amassed an army, okay? Pulling a Naruto on everybody. She's gotten everybody to believe that she's going to be the next Hokage and take the Iron Throne. You know, like, it's like everybody believes in her. Even the little dude was, you know, Tyrion Lannister was like, yeah, I believe in you. You know, like, what is this spell? Well, we obviously know the spell. But I believe that she's going to wind up falling in love with Jon Snow. I mean, I don't know. I haven't read the books. When you read the books, know anything about that, don't tell me. They both look like they're after one goal, which is to take down the Iron Throne. And who sits on that throne right now? Who's Mo Gangster? Xerxes. Oh my goodness, the episode ends with her sitting on the throne. And Jamie looking at her like, what the hell's going on? I left and I come back and you're sitting on the throne? Yeah. Xerxes is the queen. She never dropped that title. If you think about the TV show, she never really dropped the title, but now she is the king queen or queens of kings of, I don't know. Alright, that's it. My name is Leeboy, and you've been watching my review of Game of Thrones, the last 2 episodes. The overall season was great. Okay, we had some stuff going. Listen, people been taking L's. Them Starks are coming back. Okay, they've been taking L's for a minute. Now they're coming back. Okay, even saying you thought they would meet Mills for a minute, but now they're coming back. Alright, again, my name is Leeboy. This has been a review of Game of Thrones. Then, all hail the King of the North. Alan, you see on the TV show. So if you're a fan of The Flash, or you're someone who's wanting to know more about the history of The Flash, I'm going to go into a little bit of detail for you to give you a more general idea of who this character is that Grant Gustin is actually playing. Now let's get into